Hello, you. Yes, you. This is Usayome Sale from Ways Prime Time. Now, we appreciate your continued support for watching our content, following us across all our social media. But we've noticed, for those of you watching us on YouTube, 88.5% of you who watch our content aren't subscribed to our channel. Why? Now, if you are enjoying our content, you enjoy our shows, and you want to stay updated on all things Ways, it's time to hit that subscribe button below. Now, subscribing isn't just for you. It's for the growth of our channel. It helps us get bigger and better. With your support, we can continue to bring even more intriguing and exciting content. How about you subscribing right now and being a part of our community?
Life is made up of moments, some that fill us with joy, others that test our strength. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space to explore the highs and lows of human connection, the love, the heartbreak, and resilience that shapes our life. From relationships to friendships, parenting to partnerships, and so much more. Every week, we share stories and conversations that define us, navigating love, separations, the struggles of parenting, dealing with anxiety and managing the pressures and stress of life. Real conversations that bring us closer, helping us heal, grow, and connect. So join me Mondays through Fridays at 10 p.m. for Heartlines, the show where we connect hearts, have real conversations with real people, one story at a time.
Morning and a delightful reminder that this is Ways Breakfast, hashtag what are you saying? Today we're exploring the complex and ever-evolving world of sexual health in the digital age. This is a very dicey conversation to have, but it's a very crucial one as it affects us all with all the information and stories going online about sexual health and everything that has to do with the digital age, online relationships and everything. Well, driving this conversation home to you this calm morning is I, Okikiola Taiwo Jalapon. And of course, I'm sharing this table with my ever beautiful, ever radiant co-anchors, Gospel Israel and Oluchi Precious. I'm going to stop calling the other name so that she'll stop correcting me. How are you this morning?
I'm beautiful.
How are you?
When did you start becoming beautiful?
Because I need to start owning up to my, I don't
To
want to
your
use the wrong language. I need to start owning up to this beauty, like God's beauty will say. I'm feeling pretty this morning.
I love it.
Okay.
And it's okay for me.
Okay, so he's midweek. It's almost the end of March. How do you feel about your Q1 goals?
I feel I've not done anything.
Hey, wait.
I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to encourage you guys, but I need encouragement myself.
Right.
I feel
What about
like
you, God's Beauty?
I think I started off something, right? So part of the goals was to start a course. Literally, I already have a class now, and I think I'll be having one April. So that's really like a head start. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday. I was still thinking about part of the plans is getting an iPhone. I know you guys remember.
Yeah, January.
And your car.
Exactly. And your car. Emphasis on that actually.
It's coming along. I mean,
coming along.
you just hold on. I've already deposited some money.
I just asked you what happened in Q1 and you said nothing.
What are we gonna say to these things now?
No, but for
Yeah.
me, I mean, there are things working. It's in progress, and I just thank God. Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Gratitude, actually.
Tell
So-
us about yours.
Yes.
This Q1, I've made certain decisions that have yielded good results. And some, over time, people, the audience, every other person will know. This girl, I think she knows already because she's such a pookie in people's business.
Yeah,
So-
I own up to that.
So yes, Q1 has been great for me in terms of relationships, in terms of friendships, in terms of career, everything put together. There's been like some level of direction or progress. So yes, Q1 I'm very grateful for.
Why does it seem like I'm the only
only
one who has
person.
not said anything?
No, but you said your car is
Please, let's leave that slide. There's no car, people. Q1 has been a whole lot. I'm not even going to sugarcoat things. I want to be optimistic and positive, but it has been a whole lot, trying to figure things out, to know what to do and what not to do, personal challenges and all, friendship issues, and people saying these good things, making me feel like,
I don't think that there are no challenges. So what
course
I
there are
decided to
challenges.
speak on is the
good part.
way I want to see the challenges that came with. Obviously, for you to make progress in relationships and friendships and career, the required sacrifice is necessary, whether good or bad.
Bad.
So let's say that the progress that you have made is figuring it out. So sometimes we have to also clap for those little milestones where
Separate.
imagine that you were stuck. What are you going to
I mean,
do?
how
So
do you take over the rest?
so
of the
own up to your
industry?
progress as
I
much
own
as you
up to
have
my
owned up
progress.
to your beauty.
oh, true, I like that.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, this morning is a whole lot. I'm sure when we start talking about the topic now, we're going to start having different views to basically what sexual health is. That's one topic that a lot of people like to run away from. Some like to talk about it because of their mindset. But today we're going to be talking about everything that has to do with sexual health, especially in the digital age. So if you're tuning in for the first time, this is a show that talks about everything that concerns you. Yes, obviously, Ways Breakfast. Well, remember, you are the main ingredient in this conversation. This Wednesday, as I said, we'll be addressing sexual health in this digital age. What are your thoughts on this? I want to hear from you. Our phone lines are open to you. Please call us on 070-2500-7749 or 070-1424-2420. If you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV, please click that subscribe button now. Like and share this link to your friends, your family, your foes also, please. You can also tune in to channel 145 on your GoTV, and please do not miss this. We will be right back after this break. Welcome back. Now let us take a look at what's making the headlines today. We'll be highlighting the top stories from the pages of the Punch newspaper, The Guardian, and of course the New York Times. As usual, I love to start with God's Beauty because who's going to set the table for us if not a descendant of God? You know, you get. Okay, so God's Beauty, please take
All right,
us
straight
abroad.
on in. All right, so straight into the Guardian newspaper. We're taking the Guardian today. And the main headline has fears of further tax rises as Reeve promises to secure Britain's future. Then top left, we have I am still on the outside, FKA Twigs. Then top right, we have it becomes self-defeating, how to get over grudge. I really like that. Then middle left, we have Russia and Ukraine agree Black Sea truce. And I think probably that's giving like a good news setting, but we'll talk about that a bit more later there. But the middle right, the headline there says, assisted dying law thrown into doubt. And the last headline that's at the bottom center has, Palestinians Oscar winner attacked by settlers is freed from detention. So like I said earlier, let's quickly talk a bit about Russia and Ukraine agree Black Sea truce. So Russia and Ukraine have reached an agreement to de-escalate tensions in the Black Sea by eliminating the use of force in the region. This follows secret peace talks between both nations aimed at reducing military confrontation. Emphasis on the peace talks, right? Now, the Black Sea is a crucial trade and military zone, and ongoing hostility have disrupted global shipping and escalated geopolitical tension. A truce could help stabilize the region, reduce economic disruptions, and potentially open doors for broader peace negotiations. Now, despite this agreement, skepticism remains over Russia's commitment to honoring the truce, given past violations. Additionally, Ukraine's leadership remains cautious about whether this deal is a stepping stone towards lasting peace or just a temporary pause in aggression. Again, I feel like that's something that would always be, at the back of our head. Anytime we hear about peace talks between the Russia and the Ukrainian. So I just hope that this peace talk that they are having right now is something that would last, and Russia will not go against, because anytime that, there's time for peace talks and at the end of the day, you see Russia, violating some of the conversations that they already had and all. So now that, they're having that conversation and there's peace talks, I just hope that it remains. So this is just me giving updates on what's going on in Russia and in Ukraine. Thank you.
You're welcome.
God, I don't understand this girl's energy.
So I like that we're talking peace. I think that's one of the things that I would really love to see replicated in, while they might not be totally experiencing the same thing.
Right.
I feel like from war to crisis, it's almost, they are the same brothers. And that's what I want to say about the Rivers State emergency crisis that's been happening, where the state has now gone into rule by a vice admiral. I hope and I wish that people can come together, that the stakeholders now can come together, find some level of peace, and then move on. The state has not moved on from the moment the place was declared as a state of emergency. There's still ongoing wars, from explosions to fight of this is a group, I'll show you Pepe and all those things. And I think that is killing the vibes of every other state. And sometimes even telling some states that we can get to this point, which is not good. Imagine a place like Lagos going into a state of emergency just because a part, not the economic, not the political part of, or the political section of the state is not all right. So everyone will start running helter-skelter. So I just hope that they replicate that peace talk in the case of Rivers. That's my opinion. I don't have anything to say about abroad, just my Nigeria anyway.
All right, let's see what the Punch has for us. Talking about peace, sexual harassment story has resurfaced. The major headline reads... The major headline reads, sexual harassment hearing, Senators Ezekwesili clash, INEC faults Natasha's recall process. Ex-minister slams Senate over bias in sexual harassment case, hearing adjourned indefinitely. CBN plans fresh battle against forex speculators as Naira slides. Discos rake in 509 billion Naira amidst serial grid collapses. Zimbabwe deem Eagles World Cup hope after Uyo stalemate. Tinubu light NSF touch reaffirms commitment to sport. Above the headline, we have dollar for petrol. Marketers protest Dangote exports fuel to US and others. Very quickly, just to give you the latest details on the Senate hearing, and of course the story that has been trending for a while now. I'll read the story that I found in the Punch. It says here, there was a heated exchange between Onyekachi Nwa Ebonyi, senator representing Ebonyi North, right, and former Minister of Education during a Senate hearing on Tuesday. And the clash occurred at the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions hearing on a fresh petition submitted by Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. And Ezekwesili was present at the hearing alongside some other people. So the point is, trouble started when the petitioner urged the chairman of the committee to step down in the case following the controversial manner in which he had so handled the alleged sexual harassment, and posed the question that how can the chairman serve as a judge in a case where he has already publicly taken a position, and what's the need for us to present our case when a verdict has already been given before hearing us. And he further alleged that some committee members had pre-existing ties to Akpabio, which he said compromised their ability to be neutral. And his remarks angered some lawmakers who accused him of attempting to undermine the committee's credibility. This is very new update, because when the suspension came up, and at the point, it looked as if in the Senate House, there was nobody. It was like nobody was coming up to speak for her and everything. And then we're seeing that there are actually some people on her side in that sense. The former Minister of Education is now a vocal advocate for Akpoti-Uduaghan. And there's still some other people that are on the side of, Akpabio. But the whole point is, this hearing or whatever conversation that they had didn't exactly go well, because there was heated argument. In fact, some papers and videos covered it as that they were exchanging words on this case. But I'm glad that, I won't say exactly that I'm glad. I like it when there are different opinions. It's just that it's still showing that there's undertone, power struggle in the Senate House. And when people who are supposed to be top have these biases and their sides to, to issues that are very controversial like this, it makes we that are not even on that space to wonder which side we're going to be on now. And I'm wondering why this is coming up now. Why wasn't this when the story was as hot as before? What suddenly changed you? Not change your mind, but what suddenly made you more vocal to become an advocate for the person who has been, convicted? I won't say convicted, but has been suspended. And it just shows a lot of power struggle. And, some people have also said that there's accusation of bias and a lot of things. And I'm just wondering how this is going to play out eventually. But again, we have been put on the spotlight of, I would say, embarrassment in that sense, because every time at the Senate we hear people exchanging words, we hear them not coming to. Of course, we've seen internationally people like Trump and Zelensky having arguments, but I'm not sure it becomes as embarrassing as the way we do it in the Nigerian space here. It's almost like, why can't we talk like civilized people? Why do we always end up like this? But let's not go through that route. The most important thing here is that now that they are sides, maybe each side would, as you said, come to peace, and this story would eventually just wrap up and end, because it has stretched for a long time. But a story like this is meant to stretch, because a story with heavy accusation on sexual, what's it called now? Whatever. Harassment should stretch. We should get to the end of the story. Me, I'm even interested in it stretching, so we'll get to the end of the story. And not one of those stories that are just swept under the carpet and we have a resurfacing maybe 2026 and we're going back and forth. Let us get to the end of the story, know what exactly is wrong. People who are guilty should be reprimanded, and then we move on.
I'm actually not concerned about what exactly is happening there, because, again, the story that we hear right now is something that would always happen.
Yeah.
I think there was one of the women that was against her before actually came out to support her on X and all, and she was dragged. So this is not even a new story to me. I want to know what the update is from the UN's angle. Since you went to them, what exactly have they stated? Are they calling, I think there's somewhere I read where they said you're calling Akpabio or so for them to have a conversation with her. So, that's the updates that I want to hear.
So I care so less what these guys have to say. If there are no evidences to support whatever claim. So we're in for a long ride.
You're talking about claim, and I think over the weekend I saw UWA addressing one story where they reported that Natasha said she was sent 500 million naira.
Oh, yes, I did see that story.
Fabio sent her 500 million naira that was meant for road project. And the story was so weird, because it was like, he said, show me your bum. He said, what are you wearing?
Whoever brought out that story, please. You are treading on very, very terrible
When I saw that story, I was like, what is this again? What are Nigerians doing? Because we know how to rap. Sometimes those are not verified news, but because people want to make money, people are looking for clickbait, it's trending and all. That's one thing. And I think that one day we'll talk about addressing the media when it comes to sensitive issues like this.
Mainstream media.
Yes, mainstream media when it comes to sensitive issues like this, where those kind of stories just cause, I think journalism should have a face, which is truth. But that's not what we are seeing right now. It's always now, how many people can click on the Guardian newspaper when they see this story? How many people can click on the Punch? How many people can click on this? And I don't know if that's the same for...
abroad?
Yes, the Western newspaper.
It's the same. The bias is the same across
The bias
board.
is the same.
Yes.
So I guess that journalists or journalism in general, mainstream media, should do better so that we Nigerians can start putting those kind of things in our head. Because now
And
imagine
the way
the road
Uwa did narrate that story was so humorous.
If we should go on our TV or our Instagram page to actually watch what our creative director said about this.
For a good
about
laugh.
the issue, for a good laugh, exactly. But let me quickly take us through the Guardian newspaper this morning. And the Guardian newspaper, the headline here reads, "Mixed reactions trail proposal to hold general elections in one day." On the right-hand side, we have Minister unveils 5 million jobs initiative for youths. Below that, we have federal government begins crackdown on irregular migrants, August 1. Below that, we have Atiku rally support for new political movement to unseat Tinubu. Same on the Natasha story. Petitioners yet to meet requirement for recall, says INEC. And on the left-hand side, I have appeal court stays action on Bayero Sanusi Toso, return parties to Supreme Court. Another story here reads, APC, PDP, LP spent 13.4 billion naira on campaigns during the Edo, Ondo, Guba polls, which is the governorship polls. The last but not the least story here says, organized labor threatens nationwide strike over Rivers political crisis. I don't know what Labour wants to do, organized labor in that sense. I don't know what they want to do.
They want to threaten strike. That's what he said here.
Because when I saw the story, I was like, that's not what we need.
Right.
That's more chaos upon the chaos that we already have.
Nationwide strike, it means that it's not just about Rivers. You do it in... It's almost like somebody in... a governor of Lagos saying that, what's my business with what is happening in Rivers? Is that why people are going on strike? I think that they should start attacking the things that really matter, not a general strike. They have been doing strikes for hunger, they have done hunger strike, they have done worker strike, they have done this, they have done that. And we have seen that there's no result. If people now want to go on nation, people should first just leave Lagos first and then go and attack where what the major issue is in Rivers. We don't need another nationwide strike over Rivers political crisis. Another thing here, which is a good news, says Minister unveils 5 million jobs initiative for youths. I hope these are accessible and this is not just story as
Headline.
It should be. I
story.
mean, there's one good news that I heard over the weekend, though this is not from the public sector. Tony Elumelu's foundation that gave out gave out some grants, about 3,000 applicants, not just for Nigerians now, but Africans. And I'm like, initiatives like this are what the public sector should begin to imitate. Let's start, having things like this done. Before you end, please, I want us to talk about this article story again. Based on what, our guest said on Monday, that, she was narrowing it down to women, that people in politics, even though you're not on the seat yet, the things you can do involve some CSR movement, doing things in your community. That's how to make your name known. I feel like at this point, ex-governors or people who wanted to be governors or presidents, they are concentrating on the things that are not as important. Everybody now is just focused on dethroning Tinubu in 2027. And I know it's a tactic in politics to want to plan ahead, but I'm like, this 2025 and 2026 and even 2024 that you had, what did you do in your locality, in your community, within whatever jurisdiction that you are, to even make us want to consider you in 2027? Everybody's about dethroning. And I'm tired of seeing this news across board. Yesterday, we're talking about how former President Obasanjo and some other people came out to say the democratic whatever in Tinubu's regime is not as it used to be. The criticism is not what we need. What are you doing yourself with whatever resources that you have? It's just as some people are planning coup in 2027, I see that Tinubu, he must come down.
Voila.
I'm like, okay, before we even get to that point, let us even know if you are really worth voting for in 2027. And that's what I want to
I
see.
feel like this should be like a food for thought for a lot of persons. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because again, when Tinubu, like, march and seat and all of that, I mean, we are seeing there's so many news on Peter Obi, helping with boreholes and all of these things, even outside his, like, the jurisdictions, right? Goes to the north, prayed with them and all of that. Also, of late, I've not seen any updates on him.
You so
I've not seen any updates on him.
Maybe
or even any
2026
other
July.
person. But that's the problem. Because I feel like, just as you've rightly said, it's something that we need to see you people in movement. It is now few months to 2027 or so. That's why you now see them
Aggressive
actively,
rallying.
It doesn't make any sense. But again, that's why we as citizens, we have to now be cautious of who exactly, if indeed our vote counts, right? We have to now be cautious of who exactly we put on seat. Because when we know that these people are just doing all of these things. There was this story that someone told me how a certain governor goes to a certain place to deliver certain things. I don't know if you get the memo, but if you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, we'll leave it at that. But you understand what I'm saying? So they do all of these things so that they make you feel like, oh, they are with you, they are here. My guy, we already know these things. So that's why we have to be very cautious. We have to understand who exactly are we picking. Are these people the right candidates for the seat? I think with that,
So
it's going to be a collab.
narrowing down to the idea of political parties. So I think that most Nigerians, let me not say Nigerians, because consciously or unconsciously, sometimes we make those decisions without knowing that we are part of.
Yeah, the problem.
So let me just say most Nigerians, because this is most, it's not some, always have this idea of there are two evil people and one person is a saint.
Yeah.
Or there's a saint coming. Like Jesus
Messiah.
Christ coming to save us, there's a Messiah. So in 2019, Showere's party was the saints, where APC and PDP were, amongst other parties.
Right.
But that was like the notable party that was the saints as at 2019. 2023 came, Labour Party was the saints.
Right.
Now, 2027 is coming.
Oh,
I've
it's
seen,
going to be the same.
No, I've seen where people are saying that SDP is the saint. I'm seeing that some people are saying, no, forget SDP, let's form a new party. And then the registration of a party is a lot. The people that are going to even be in the party is another thing to look out for. The stance of that party is another thing. So this is where I see that people who are trying to create a new political party now have the mindset of whether or not the party is known. The fact that I am known, I can impose the party on people that are going to follow me. So that is another angle to it. And that's what I didn't want to discuss about, because there's so many things about Nigerians looking for the saints at every election circle. I don't think it's not about the party anymore. I think we should now start attacking the persons, because behind these political parties, there are people. Behind INEC, there are people.
Sure.
So how do we ensure that regardless of the party, we know that the people who are behind the party actually make sense?
Sure.
Right?
Emphasis on makes sense.
I leave that for...
2027 is coming.
I leave that for our guests. People don't even realize that there's a 2025 election happening.
Really?
Yes.
They self don't realize.
Anyways, that's all we have for today's paper. We'll be taking your comments and questions live on our social media platforms, so please be sure to join the conversation. We'll be right back after this break with our hot topic for today. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. The topic is sexual health in the digital age, navigating online relationships, consent, and safety. The digital age has revolutionized the way we connect, communicate, and navigate our relationships. Social media platforms, online dating apps, and other digital tools have made it easier than ever to meet new people, form connections, and explore our sexuality. However, with these advances come new challenges and concerns around sexual health, consent, and safety. For example, navigating the online relationships and intimacy. Online relationships can be complex and multifaceted. On one hand, they offer a sense of anonymity and freedom to explore our desires and identities. On the other hand, they can also create a sense of distance and disconnection, making it harder to navigate issues of consent, boundaries, and intimacy. Consent and safety are also very essential components of any healthy relationships, whether online or offline. However, the digital age has created new challenges around consent, particularly in the context of online relationships. For example, how do we navigate issues of consent in online space where boundaries and power dynamics can be unclear? That's another question that we should answer. This conversation will have us questioning the realities of this new age. And I'm going to be starting off with my co-anchor here, Oluchi. I know that.
Precious.
What do you want to ask me? Shoot.
I like the way you said precious, because that's the typical intonation of an Igbo person. So, precious, can you tell us, how do you describe the idea of online dating, online relationships, basically?
Like you go online, now see somebody and fall in love with the person. That's
Yes.
online. Doesn't feel natural to me. I don't know. I'm a stick.
No, it doesn't look realistic.
Okay,
to make
realistic.
sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm trying to get your point, but it doesn't look natural to me at all. Like, I know that technology has come to ease a lot of things, but I didn't expect it to do that to relationship. I feel like relationship, there's this sanctity to it that makes it, I don't know how to put these words, but the inclusion of online makes it very weird. So having to fall in love with somebody because I met them online, I do not understand that, because love is psychological. Love has to do with, a lot of emotion, sometimes physical contacts, physical touch, act of service. See, sometimes, I've heard of stories of people that fall in love with someone much later after they've known them. Like, I read this tweet somewhere that said the people that they will get married to are those that they've known since they were 16. So it shows that even in human relationship and connection is where we actually build love, and that can happen online. There are people today who have gotten married, and it's not because they just met 2 months ago and fell in love. Sometimes they've been colleagues for the longest. Sometimes they were church members for the longest. They were, partners in some business endeavor, and somehow they feel like, oh, I've known you for 2. You're looking finer now. Maybe we should now start something beyond friendship. So it shows that in real love, in my own definition, I beg to differ. Using your words.
Because I knew actually.
I feel like there's a whole lot that online can do to it. And putting online in the same bracket as love, sorry, the traditional girl in me is not marrying both together. So the idea of online dating doesn't work for me, because for love, I expect a lot of human connection and relationship. And that can happen by sending texts, looking at my profile picture, seeing what I'm doing online. Online is already a very fake space. Let's not lie. Even in business, whatever people put out with brands, they'll tell you storytelling now. People are telling stories that are fake. True, but I'm going to tell that story because I want you to be involved and patronize us. So why should I now believe just something I'm seeing online? Love is beyond that. Love is more emotional. There's a lot of deep connection to love. And I want it to remain that way, where love is built by tough human connection. Do you understand what I'm saying? So online is not it for me. I don't want to meet my husband online. Let me meet you physically.
Amen.
Amen.
I think she has actually spoken well, but there's something
You beg
that
to
would
differ.
obviously.
No, I'm always used to that.
So this is it here. I mean, what works for
Goose.
you works for the gander, literally. So, but what I'm trying to say in essence is, there are certain persons that have actually, I mean, I've seen stories, I've heard stories, I've met people, right? And you hear them say, oh, I just met this babe on social media, and in a period of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they are good. Do you
Yeah, Bella
understand?
Niger.
So this is how I see it here. When it comes to relationship, right, people are different. So what you consider as that, I mean, if I see this person now, we heat up, I mean, the relationship start. So some other persons, I mean, let's not take it out that there are many people that are okay with just normal conversations. Let us be communicating. That way, there are people that are sensible enough to know how this other person, by your typing, by the way you explain yourself, the way you answer my questions, I'm able to tell, okay, who exactly this person is. And that's why at the end of the day, when they meet in person, They just say, oh, this person is my guy. Let's just keep it moving. Do you understand? Where, of course, some people who have an issue is where they feel like probably they are not probably sensible enough. I don't know if sensitive is the right word to use, but I feel like probably if you have like the spirit of discernment or something, once you're having a conversation with someone online, you'll be able to tell who exactly this person is. Maybe not 100%, but probably 70, 80. So when you get to meet the person in person, right, when you meet the person like physically, it just helps you buttress whatever thoughts you already have of the person. I don't know if you understand. So for me as a person, whether I see you, you know, we're having normal conversations and all of that. Yeah, and I mean, when I'm able to read you, understand you, the way you reply me, how often do you reply me? Are you even here to probably come and steal from me, to get something from me, or you actually want to be here because you want to be here? I will be able to know with the way you know, the way we have the conversation and all of that. So I feel like it really differs for a lot of persons. There are people that are not okay with seeing people. They feel like they will not be able to have proper conversations with you when we meet, but they are okay with texting. Do you understand? So I feel like people are different. So we really cannot be absolute about, oh, there's no love, or people cannot find love when it comes to like online dating and all of that. I actually beg to differ because people do. People have gotten married 10 years, 5 years, and they started literally just seeing themselves on Facebook. So yeah.
Setting an example was this lady called Fumi Ford. I follow her on Instagram. She drops fashion tips and business tips and all of these things. So she was talking about how she met her husband through blind dating. So it was a blind date, and she met her husband, and now they've been married. They have 2 sons, and they've been married for a long time.
You can imagine.
So I think this should be like their 10th year or something in marriage, and they believe that they found real love.
Yeah.
But
What do you mean? What?
I want to quickly talk about the idea that they mentioned that blind dating of then, of 10, 15 years ago, is not the same as now.
I agree.
Because people have now, there was crime then, there were fraudsters then, but it's almost like it was a space that was not so saturated.
Right.
But now, almost everybody is now doing dating apps. There are dating apps. There's Find Your Love.
Find Mr. Right.
There's this, what's the name of this popular love?
Lost Mirage.
Yes, where people are standing and they are busting balloons to choose a girl, whether or not they even know the character of the person. But just by physically now, I've seen you physically.
That's not physical.
It's
No,
physical.
it is.
That's
It
not
is.
for
Explain
30
it to me.
seconds.
No, it's not.
It's
They,
still
no,
physical.
They
You
made that the physical I was talking of was not a 30-second scene. You were
having
listening
to
to
see
me.
them and
I'm talking
have
of human
conversations with them.
connection. Connection is not done in 30. I'm not talking of love in first sight or what they call that. It's 30 seconds you're using to make a decision
Can you see
or an
somebody
opinion on
physically
someone.
and feel love for them at first sight?
Bless you. What do you think about love at first sight?
It's in storybooks.
Cinderella.
It's in storybooks. It can happen, but
I don't
will still
believe in
need.
that actually.
But then you believe in online dating.
So this is it.
What's
here.
the difference?
No, there's a
I'm
that's
trying
what
to
we-
get yes. What's
So
the
I
difference?
believe
Because many
that
times.
can
So
be.
this is it here. Again, like I went back to saying that people are different. When I said I don't believe in love at first sight, because you really cannot, love someone at first sight. You can like them. There's a space for likeness. I see somebody today, I hear the person speak, Jesus, I like this person. So it is okay, you like them. But using love, I feel like it's a big word. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Because that's where commitment comes in. You've seen this person for the first time. So how are you telling me you love this person? You can like them, like I said. So I don't believe in love at first sight. That's why I'm saying that. Now, coming back to the online dating, baby, you cannot catch me. Don't worry.
No, I'm not clarity. I
Okay,
just want to.
so-
I need clarity.
Oh, yeah.
I'm one for clarity.
All right, let's go on.
So you say, can I ask a question?
Allah Haaland. She's
I'm
landing somewhere.
forgetting to
Please.
please land.
The plane will crash.
It won't crash.
But coming back to it, now when we come to online dating, like I said earlier, many persons that I feel like at the end of the day, they are able to click is because either one, they were actually being there like their natural self. They're not trying to pretend. They didn't have any bad intention at heart. There's something you stated about back then, the whole love, whatever, was kind of different than now. And again, I will not really put it on the economy, but again, like, the economy has a percentage, and that's a majority now. There's that mentality of you have to do illegal things to make money. So that's why most of the times we use these platforms to generate income. Remember the Tinder swingle that you told us about? Exactly, that's a perfect example, right? So, but again, I feel like I said, one of the reasons why people that use these online dating apps, right, and they're able to, at the end of the day, get married because one, they were neutral, they were okay, they didn't have like that bad intention. Oh, I want this person. They had normal, proper conversations with the other person, and it's easy to tell for people that have spirit of discernment and people that like, you know, they are very conscious, they're intentional and all of that. It's easy for you to know, you know, I mean, when you're being intentional about checking out the red flags and all, you'll be able to know, oh, is this person really serious or not? And then, of course, after we've had that proper conversation, we're bringing it back now to, you know, real person, because, of course, you have to see me one way or the other, right? You see me, you look at me, okay, this girl is beautiful. I think there's somebody I want to deal with. So we have good communication skills. We've had conversations. I know her family. I've met her family. You know, I mean, you guys have not proper conversation. Apart from now, you're the online whatever. So tell me why we're not gel. Do you understand? Now, taking it back to North Mirage, whatever. That's what's the name? That particular, you know, show, I consider it to be where two persons that are ready to, you know, ready to have start something, ready to be committed to something, right? You see somebody, you like her physique. Okay, I like the way this person talk. I like the fashion sense. Yeah, they calm down now. I like the way the person talk. I like the fashion sense, and I'm like, okay, I'll go with this person. There's song you say, I'll be like, the person still, that's not working for me. I don't like the intention. You know, you talk about it. I feel like it's that place where it's not like someone, you know, when you go for like a shopping spree or something, if you have everything on display and you look at it like, oh, okay, this one, if I know, but the cup, I don't like him. You look at this one like, okay, well, I like this one. Let's see what goes on. Do you understand? That's how I see it. That's how I see that show. So when you see somebody, you like someone, probably someone that's looking like Peter, you guys should pardon me. You see someone that's looking like Peter.
Okay, go on.
So you look at the person and be like, okay, the guy is
Hope
fine,
that was
his
captured.
spirit- You look at the guy and like, oh, this guy is fine, he's slim, I love his lips, I like his hands, his legs, perfect. So you look at the person and, I mean, probably he gives the same energy. Then you guys now start working things out. That's how I see these things. So yeah, I hope I've been able to state
She has
something.
used her last point to distract me now. My opposing comment. I'm
God's beauty. Let
Tell
me
me
ask, when you spoke about seeing somebody physically and then saying that, okay, this is my spec. This physical structure that I'm seeing has this. Now let us look at it in the sexual part of it, because we're talking about sexual health. What if the intention of the person, do you think that you should still have the same mindset when you're now looking at the person and like, this butt is good for me. These physical features is what is going to be good. She's going to be great on the other side. Or this man, with the way he's looking slim, is going to have the capacity to be capable. That kind of stuff. Do you think that should now apply, that mindset should apply when we are talking about physical structure sexually?
I get you. I feel like I cannot really tell people what exactly to think about, but I know that most of the times, especially the men, I feel like men do that a lot. When they see a girl, for example, they're like, okay, she speaks well, she looks beautiful, I like her skin, but let's go. Okay, she doesn't have the backside, that's a problem. But again, it might also be like your character that would you know, make him stay.
That's your
I'm
problem.
so sorry, guys.
It's not a problem. That's your problem.
Exactly. But I mean, everybody wants what they want. Let's be realistic. I mean, was it on Sunday or so? I was with my girls, and there was this guy that we saw. He went to the gym and he's looking all, and I'm like, this don't work for me. Maybe I would prefer someone very slim and calm and, you know, collected.
like
Peter.
I'm not the one doing this, you guys. But you get what I'm saying. So exactly, you're looking to, I mean, I feel like it's everywhere.
Too obvious.
Exactly. So again, as I'm thinking about that, there was this stuff I was watching where the girl was looking at him and she was okay with his physique and all. Then she looked at his height and said, well, this one will get this big thing down there. I think we should move on. So I think that's something that people actually even think about, because again, it's important. Except of course you're probably not like a sex person. Do you understand? But again, it doesn't work for everybody. That's why I said everybody likes their own. For me, it's no biggie. If you're okay, you're smart, you're everything, that works for me. So other person, what they would actually take is, oh, this girl don't have like a nice, it's not working for me. So yeah, people are different. So, yeah. Oluchi, I want you to buy.
I'm sorry, was that called? Was it my Oluchi?
Yes. Tell us, do you think that people should have the mindset that whatever it is that they are seeing physically, they should apply to what their sexual expectation should be?
This question seems a bit ambiguous, but going by everything I've been hearing, trying to deduce what I think I'm understanding, is that there's nothing wrong with in fact, love to me is defined firstly with physical attraction. Nobody
Yes.
should try to be hypocritical.
True.
The reason why you can even know somebody's good character, their ambition, their
Because you're
net
attracted.
worth, or their spirituality is because you were firstly attracted to something. Their
Yes.
limp, like she mentioned, or their physique, or their hair, or even their smile. So
Yeah.
there's physical attraction first. Because, I mean, I've heard a lot of marriage counselors, and there was one time I was in this course in psychology, and our lecturer plainly just said that man is driven by sex and work. And the reason why many marriages fail, I was so shocked to hear this. I was a teenager, not a teenager, a young adult. It was like the reason why many marriages fail is because of a sex problem. So it was like, oh, really? Even though people try to maybe spiritualize it or try to act, how do I put it, conservative, sexual attraction, right, is almost on the top when it comes to considering who you're going to be with. That's why many people, I saw a tweet yesterday that said that I'm feeling guilty having to say no to a lot of people that are very nice to me just because I'm not attracted to them. So it was like, this is like a tough one. Like, you are so good and all, but I can't marry you. See, your teeth is crooked. Oh, so good, please. Like, I know that you want me to grow in my career, but this your leg, it's too thin. I can't marry you. So it shows that, firstly, psychologically, the way we were built as man and woman is to have that physical and sexual attraction first. So I don't mind. I wouldn't want people to be hypocritical about it and just throw it away and say, no, I don't look at that first. It's intelligence. I know that there are some types of love now that I think there's one they call, I've forgotten what they call it, but it's the kind of sexuality that is gotten from being drawn to someone's intelligence.
Yeah,
so you just fall in love
that's
just
me.
because they're intelligent first, not even their physique
That's so
or
me.
whatever. There's that too. But let's be honest, the first thing is that sexual attraction. So it's okay to want to put that first because you're going to be spending the rest of your life with this person, waking up to see them by your side. And it's not every time you're waking up to talk about your business career or ambition. You're waking up to see somebody snoring and looking somehow with his crooked teeth and you're like, what did I marry?
coconut
So the
head.
point is, yes, in relationship, in marriage, in whatever that is long-term, there should be that sexual attraction firstly. And don't deceive yourself about it. If you see that it's not going in that line at all, there's no point starting something and then it not end because of something that small. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Maybe the two of them were even very compatible. They're business partners. They built something so great. But there's tension in the home. Why? There's some sexual frustration. How did we get there in the first place? You try to inhibit that desire of yours that want to actually be with somebody that you're sexually attracted to. So psychologically speaking, we are meant to be drawn to somebody that we're sexually attracted to. But of course, I would end with the fact that, thank God we have seen now that they say first impression should be your appearance, but it's not that one that is going to last. It's your character at the end of the day. It's who you are as a person. Because we have even seen some marriages that they'll tell you that their sexual life is perfect, it's so good, oh my God, it's on heaven. I don't know how they use those words, pardon me. But then there's still tension in the home. So it shows that that's not the only thing that preserves a home or relationship. It's part of it, it's needed, but there are other things that are needed at the end of the day. So it's a fine balance of everything, sexual appeal, sexual compatibility, and then other intricate details as well. That's my ending point.
Come for her.
Come.
So the point I really wanted to highlight is the fact that you cannot remove sexual attraction from the fact that that could heighten your likeness. It could heighten your delulu. It could heighten. It's very true. It could heighten. It depends on what you are thinking about at the time that you are seeing the person. Some people are so sexually oriented that even if you have a great character and everything, and you have all the physique in the world, when they have this expectation of you, so it's their own expectation versus what you can do.
Right.
So if the expectation is like this high and what you can do is like this, they'll still tell you that you don't know how to do anything. You get it? So while you cannot remove that from human relations, that I would see you and be sexually attracted to either your physique, one part of your body or the other, it does not still remove the fact that character, friendship must play a part in it, both online and offline.
Yes.
I believe in getting love online, but it always has to translate to what will happen offline for me.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but thank God you brought that back, that online thing back again. You said friendship should be gotten online. And you've been mentioning a lot of things, God's beauty, how that you can click and connect with somebody online, and there's this whole discernment thing that can work. I want you to be very real with me.
I'm being real, ma.
Do you absolutely think that real friendship can be cultivated just by online chats and comments, maybe calls and video calls? Don't you think that to really get that true friendship, there need to be some sort of physical connection? I don't know why I'm overthinking this, but I have a lot of doubts too. Yes, you've mentioned some relationship that really thrived and decided online and all of that. But me, I don't like to make a rule from an exception.
Right.
If we check the statistics, I'm sure that there are even more, if we look at it very well, there will probably be more divorce rates from people that met online. And we should go and really look at it. I'm sure there will be something like
Divorce
that.
rate is already high. Whether it's offline whether
or
it's
online, very good. But if you now start checking the intricacies of it, you might find out some and all of that. So the point is that I really do not believe. I'm very doubtful. And of course, anybody can differ or have their own opinion to this. But true relationship and friendship, friendship, of course, is also built by service, right? It's built by sacrifice and loyalty. Are all of these things gotten online? Can I see somebody sacrifice for me, serve me, be loyal to me just by being online?
It's possible.
So
How?
this is
How is it
The
possible?
ratio might be low as to the true
person is-
ones,
yeah.
but there are possibilities of. So I'll cite an example.
Tell me
So
more.
I traveled to Ghana in 2019 and met this person. We started talking, and it was a good conversation. Male, of course. So
Yeah.
moving back to Lagos, we've been talking like ever since. If we're talking about service, there's none of my NGO outreach that he's not trying to. We were having issues with him sending money from Ghana to Nigeria at some point, and he was looking for every single app that can make it possible. That is a form of service, because I know that this person is putting effort.
Yeah.
And you met the person online.
And I met the person online.
Okay.
So
An
I just
exception.
feel like the ratio can be low. I've met some other people who have blocked online. But what
Yeah.
I'm just saying is that there is the possibility of finding something good online. So let's not completely cancel it.
Me, I've cancelled it.
So
That is your
that's the
personal
problem.
opinion now.
See,
It's not a problem, it's just her personal opinion.
Okay.
It's a you problem.
It's a you problem.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But let's quickly wrap up with talking about safety. And this is the fact that I can meet somebody great online and all of that stuff. And that's most of the story that I've been seeing. I now decide that I want to go and visit this person.
Right.
I now decide that, okay, so this is too good to be true. This is perfect. Let me meet this person online. People get kidnapped.
Yeah.
People get raped.
Killed.
People get murdered. So many things can happen from the online, and it has become more common because of this online presence that people have.
Right.
So in just a few minutes, how can we ensure safety? We already know that this whole online dating, online everything is here to stay, whether you believe in it or not. And this is speaking to Oluchi.
Yeah.
How do we ensure safety when it comes to online relationship and sexual health?
How do you ensure safety? Well, the thing is, don't try to outsmart somebody that you... Like you've been mentioning discernment. People who are evil will go
Extra
any
mile.
length to achieve or do whatever they want to do. And it should not be their experiment. If you know something is off from any conversation. And this is like, I'm just throwing this advice, because how well do you know when something is off? Criminals also have that mastermind to want to manipulate conversations and manipulate things. And you might almost think that, oh, there's really nothing wrong that can go here, until you venture into it and find out that, oh, I was the scapegoat here. So I'll just say that, yeah, playing on discernment and, being led by God's Spirit. I'm a believer, so I'm going to use all of that too. You can't afford...
So, Oluchi, there's a
To
comment
answer
here
that,
saying
okay,
that,
go on.
Okay.
before God's Beauty speak, there's a comment here saying that Oluchi, it's being sapiosexual.
Yeah, thank you
That's
so
the word.
much. That's the word.
You're welcome. It's our viewers that are teaching
Thank
us
you,
English.
thank you.
So, God's Beauty, please quickly wrap up with your...
So to add to what Oluchi has said, right? I think in as much as you want to explore, you want to use the online, whatever, you want to get your soulmate and all, I think we should also be very conscious of the kind of things we put out online.
Yeah.
If you guys are probably sexting or anything, be very cautious. See, I tell anybody, even though you feel like this person is your number one, please, there are some things, anything related to sex, your body and all, don't put it online because you can be blackmailed as well. Then oversharing is like a problem. You have to be very conscious. Then if, of course, you have to go and meet this person, I mean, you guys have talked and you feel like, oh, it's time for you guys to see. Ensure that you have, like, you share your location or
meet
something.
In public spaces.
You know, meet in public spaces, all of these things. And be very vigilant because there are persons that have met in public places and probably drank something and, you know, exactly. So there are so many things, but I mean, being cautious, being intentional will just help you.
Playing on your discernment before you even try to send location and not drink a drink. If you know that
How do
something
you
is
feel?
off from
Yes,
beginning,
yes.
don't bother gambling to know that
Yes.
maybe it's not as bad as I'm thinking.
God be
Follow
my
your
side.
the leading of the spirit
My
God is on my side.
and do not venture.
Thank you, ladies. And that is
Thank
where
you
we
so
wrap up
much.
today's conversation. And I think to end that, we have one comment here
Okay.
that's struggling to load. We have one comment here, but I think we'll just take it out after the show. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining this conversation. I hope that you have taken one or two things out of this conversation that we have had today. Take your social health seriously, online relationship. Take safety very seriously. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for commenting. I'll see you again tomorrow as we come with another topic your way. Stay with us. Bye-bye.
Hello, you. Yes, you. This is Usayome Sale from Ways Prime Time. Now, we appreciate your continued support for watching our content, following us across all our social media. But we've noticed, for those of you watching us on YouTube, 88.5% of you who watch our content aren't subscribed to our channel. Why? Now, if you are enjoying our content, you enjoy our shows, and you want to stay updated on all things Ways, it's time to hit that subscribe button below. Now, subscribing isn't just for you. It's for the growth of our channel. It helps us get bigger and better. With your support, we can continue to bring even more intriguing and exciting content. How about you subscribing right now and being a part of our community?